Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another Martinized Mentoring Moment with your host, Ron. We're going to step right into it straight away here. I get questions all the time about how to locate a particular position coming from State Plane. This map is from Martin County. These are the roads and the abstracts, the Texas General Land Office abstracts for this particular county. Right now it's in State Plane. You can see that if we go to right click and click on data frame, you'll see right off the bat it says NAD 27 State Plane and the Federal Information Processing Zone 4203. So that's a good indication. I always check the false easting and the false northing and the central meridian to make sure that it's the correct zone when I'm working on a project. So the question is, how do we zoom to a specific location? Somebody sends you a lat-long coordinate out of the blue. You've got your map in State Plane. Well, there's a couple of options. You can force this display to read out down here in State Plane, the lower right-hand corner. You can force that to read out in lat-long instead of State Plane. The other option is ArcGIS knows how to zoom to a particular lat-long coordinate through the projection. It knows what projection is going between lat-long and State Plane and vice versa, going from State Plane to lat-long. So what we're going to do here is we're going to force this thing to zoom in on a particular reported well location, actually down here at the town of Stanton on I-20 in Texas. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do a little forcing. So what is that coordinate that we know? Somebody sends you a coordinate out of the blue, and here's a classic example, an API number for a well. 42 is Texas, 317 is Martin County in Texas, and 38869 is the well ID. So we want this coordinate right here, 32 degrees north, 101 something west. We want that coordinate, and we want to zoom to there. So there's a tool over here called Go to XY. If I click on Go to XY, I need to make sure in the drop down that it's set on decimal degrees. And notice it says longitude here. That is the X value. And more specifically, we can't use W for west. It must be negative because we are west of the central meridian, in this case, Greenwich, England. And then we got to make sure that north is positive 32 degrees. Get rid of the N for the north. Now we can check this. There's a button here that says flash, and it'll flash in the particular location. So if you happen to know a little bit about where this location is, that's a way to check it. And then of course you can move this window out of the way, take your zoom tool, zoom in while it's still up on the screen, and hit the flash again and see if it's actually going to where you think the well location or the ground location is in question. So we're going to zoom to, like, say 1 to 10,000. That's too much, it's too tight. 1 to 24,000, and we're going to ask it to flash that location again. It's looking pretty good. We can actually test that. And so we can also add a point. It has add a point. You can add a label point. Let's see there. Now, sure enough, there's a label. We can change that label. Dismiss this window. And I think, if I remember correctly, you can right-click Properties, and you can make it, I don't want square feet. I don't want that. I don't want frame. I want size and position. I should be able to change the element. It says element name. It should be API 42-317- and what was that big ugly number? I can't remember now. 3869. So let's type that in here and see what happens. Didn't change it, but there is a way to label it. We can actually go down here and add a label. The point of this example is that you can actually get a particular location. Notice this is next to the highway. This is called College Street. This is a power line going through the area. If we bring up Google Maps for the area, wrong one. If we bring up Google Maps for the area and zoom in on this area in Stanton, very quickly we can see, if we turn on an aerial photography, there's definitely a well pad location here, and there's power pole, power pole, power pole. So clearly it's working. Okay, well that's it for this little introduction, quick look session on how to zoom to a particular lat-long coordinate in ArcGIS. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe.